Hello, good afternoon, happy Sunday. Hopefully everybody is having a blessed and wonderful weekend. I certainly am. It's been a great weekend so far, actually. So really fast, y'all know the drill. I'm gonna go ahead and invite a couple of people on here, see if they can make it on. Let's see if my thing actually wants to work. Drop me a comment, let me know how things are going, how you're doing today. Definitely feeling awesome and blessed. All right, let's see. I think that should be good. All right. Hi, Audrey. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. So I am on episode 23 of Lighthouses Don't Run, They Shine, and we're doing the 8 things to look for in a partner. Hi, James. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we are on number 6, our quality or our principle, number 6, whatever you want to say. I think I like to say quality. So number 6, and again, thank you so much for tuning in. I think that this one is one of the most fundamental ones. I mean, they're all great, obviously, but I think that a lot of people tend to forget how important this is. It is detrimentally important, in my opinion. Is that, and I'll just say without further ado, obviously, is that number 6 is to find somebody who is a good friend. You know, we get so caught up in the romance and the feelings and the butterflies. I mean, of course, you guys, when we start any new relationship, everything is just wonderful, right? Like every time you hug them or you touch them or you're around them, you get those butterflies and you're just so excited all of the time. That is wonderful. That is so great, when you have that with somebody. But at the end of the day, when you get home from work and you're sitting down and you are with them, it's like, are you able to just sit and talk and laugh with this person and be yourself without fear of judgment, without fear of ridicule, just being able to be who you are? Is this person a great friend to you? And romance aside, would this person be a great friend to you? One of the things that I read that I honestly I didn't even think about is, how does this person show up in their friendships? Do you respect and admire how they show up in their friendships? And, that's something I didn't even think about, because how they're going to show up in other friendships is how they're going to show up in your relationship. Maybe not at first, because everybody puts their best foot forward at first, right? But afterwards, you're going to really see... Sorry guys, I had a phone call. Okay, there we go. I'm good. So you're going to see who that person really is after a little bit, when they show up, how they show up in your relationship. And so when it comes to choosing a partner and wanting to find someone that's a good friend, you also have to remember that it is our responsibility to show up too as a good friend to that person. That when you are with somebody, you are choosing to be with that person for who they are, not who you hope that they're going to be or not who you want them to be, but you're accepting them like who they are, just like you would any friend, right? And I truly think that is so important to remember, that when we're looking for these qualities in a partner, it's not just about what you want to see in that other person and what you're looking for in that other person, but how are you showing up in that relationship, and who are you being in that relationship? Because that in and of itself is going to attract the right type of person to you. And this weekend, I don't know what it is, you guys, I have really been diving into a lot of things, and I've had a lot of healing this weekend. It's been so wonderful. And I met up with a wonderful lady yesterday, and I got to talk some stuff out, and she recommended a podcast, and I was listening to this, and there was something that was brought up, and I was talking to my mom about this today, that was so interesting about, how I was saying that I feel like I keep attracting these things, and, and I don't know what's going on or what that is, but what she said is maybe what you're attracting is how you're treating yourself. And it really made me stop and think about how I'm treating myself, like what I'm saying in my head, my self-talk, and how I'm treating myself deep down. And, honestly what it is that for a while I'm really kind to myself, and I try to be really nice to myself, and then I allow a lot of the negative self-talk to come in, and I'm really down on myself, and I get really hard on myself about feeling like a failure, and that I'm not doing enough, and I'm not being a better mom, and I'm not being a better friend, and I'm not being this, and I'm not being that. And that's how I treat myself. So if I'm going to treat myself that way, those are the kind of things that I'm going to attract into my life. And so, you know, I know I talk about all these things that we want to look for in somebody else, and yes, that is so important, everybody. It is so important to know what to look for in somebody else, because that is one of the biggest life decisions that you're going to make, is to choose your life partner. But what is even bigger, in my opinion, is how you are going to show up and who you are going to be, and what you're going to offer for that other person as well, because you can't expect to have all of these wonderful things from somebody and not show up the same way. And in that, we have to work on ourselves, and we have to work on getting rid of some of the trauma that we might have faced, and the hurt, and all of those other things. I mean, it's a lot of work, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, like the path that I'm on and what I'm going down, it has been so much work to really get through that healing. And there are some really good days, and there are some really bad days, and it's a lot of up and down. But what I do know is that in the end, it's going to be worth it. Hi, Teresa. You know, I haven't even been reading the comments. I'm so sorry. I got on my rant. Hi, Marshall. Thank you so much. It's nice to have you on. Thank you. And Audrey, I'm so glad that you're still doing well at your job. That's so great to hear. Thank you again to everybody that's tuned in. I so appreciate everybody doing that for me, and just supporting me and loving me through all this. But just know, you guys, if you're in the process of healing, whether you know you might have just broken up with somebody, or whether you've been single for a long time, or whether you're in a relationship that might not be going the way that you want it to, the best and first thing that we should be doing is we really should be examining ourselves and our own hearts, and, you know, figuring out what's going on there, and start there, because it's not up to somebody else to fulfill us. It's not up to somebody else to make us happy. We are responsible for ourselves. And I was listening to Wayne Dyer's 10 Principles. If anybody's interested in that, I'm more than happy to drop it in the comments, because I was talking to a friend about it, and I had to re-listen to it. And one of the things that he said in there that I was reminded is that there are no justified resentments. There are absolutely no justified resentments. And I did a whole series on this last year. Actually, it was like the same time last year. But when it comes to what other people do, we might feel like a victim, and we really might be hurt by some of their actions. But we really have to examine, is this something that I've allowed into my life, whether consciously or unconsciously? What is the lesson that I'm able to walk away from and take away from this? Because in every circumstance, in every relationship, in everything we go through, there's always going to be a lesson, but you have to look for it, you have to find it, and you have to move forward in that lesson and choose to grow from it, instead of feeling held back and being the victim in that. You know what I mean? You really have to choose that this happened for a reason, and I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to grow from it, and I'm going to go out there and help other people who might be struggling with the same thing, and add value to other people in what I have gone through and what I've been through. So whatever stage of your life you're in, whether, like I said, just broken up with somebody and dealing with some heartbreak, or you're single, or you're in a relationship and you're happy, or you're in a relationship and you're not happy, we all have room to grow and improve in ourselves, and show up as a better person, and be a better person for who we are with, or who we are going for. You know what I mean? It's not just up to us to choose the best person, but it's also up to us to be the best person for that other person too. So again, you guys, I do have to run. I have to get ready for work. Thank you so much, James. You are wonderful too. Again, I'm praying for you. Hopefully your weekend goes better. And yep, absolutely, Audrey. You cannot be ready for somebody else if you are not solid in yourself and you do not love yourself. And that is something that I am learning 100%, that I need to be absolutely solid in who I am and be okay with that before I'm able to go and give, you know, to somebody else. Because that was another one of Wayne Dyer's principle that he talked about, was you can't give something that you don't have. And as simple as that sounds, if you don't have love for yourself, you can't give that to somebody else. So in all of these wonderful things that I'm working on, I am just so grateful, and I'm so blessed working on me. And in turn, I'm hoping that this helps and speaks to somebody else also. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Just to recap, number 6 quality of the 8 qualities to look for in a partner is to find somebody that's a good friend, who's a true friend, that is trustworthy, integral, is going to be there in the good times and in the bad times for you, isn't going to waver, isn't going to judge you, is just somebody that you know that at the end of the day you can come to and be you with, and that's okay. So again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you too, Audrey. Thank you so much, Teresa. You guys are all so amazing. Have a wonderful and blessed rest of your Sunday and week. We're going into a brand new week, you guys. Don't take that for granted. Every day and every week is a chance to start fresh and start new and do what we're called to do. So remember, lighthouses don't run, they shine. Mwah. Bye, guys.